Hi Leo, welcome to your week ahead. Okay, so I am taking bookings for the 2026. You can check them out in the description box below. And I also now have a membership, so you can check that out below as well. So if you want the bonus for Leo Weekly, it will be in the description box below, or you will find it on the channel. So I feel like the message this week is two stories. One of yours, there's like real love that's coming in. Okay. So make sure you don't block this with fear. So I'd say for the Leos who've been single for a long, long time, like love is coming in. You can see it here. So this could be for the Leo man, could be for the Leo woman. We do have the Empress, but we also have the Three of Swords. Um, I feel like when we do the extended, we're going to go more into general energies and things you need to focus on in that aspect. But in this particular one, this is around a relationship. So I think some of you have been single for a long, long time, and you can just see it here. I mean, the Ace of Swords is divine. So this is somebody who's very honest. And you do have the Ten of Cups and you do have the Two of Cups. I'd say the biggest challenge is probably external factors, which is other people. So, what I would say is if you've met somebody, don't allow external people to influence. Because sometimes if we take the opinion of other people, it can obviously mess up our connection, right? So, yeah, I feel like some of you have got a relationship coming in. Two of Cups is also Leo, but you need to put the effort in. This could also be something where there's an attraction already. So there's two people, you already know who this person is. I feel like you've been spending time with this person. Maybe you see this person at work. I feel like there's already a connection there. It's just not established. So you need to, there's something about the current energy where you can start to really establish the connection. Could be asking the person out for a drink, could be asking the person for the social media. There's like an opportunity, and it's going to be this week. So I'd also say, going back to general energies, the Four of Swords is someone who's tired. But the amount of people who've been saying to me, Elisa, I'm so tired, it's the energy because it's Mercury retrograde in Scorpio. So people are trying to catch up on the unconscious. Also, the unconscious is sleep. So if you're feeling really tired, I think people are concerned. That's normal because Scorpio is the unconscious. And when we sleep, we go into our unconscious. So a lot of people are just trying to replenish and catch up with, sleep that they haven't had, so to speak. Mercury retrograde, mind is walking backwards. People are just tired. That will finish next week because then we move into Sag energy. So what I would say this week is, instead of trying to fight the tiredness, catch up on that sleep, because then next week you're gonna have like energy to move, to act, etc. Uh, Mercury retrograde in Sagittarius is wanting to be out there, wanting to be active, wanting to make things happen. So use this week to sleep, replenish, and then next week you can get back to the feeling active, feeling driven. But back to that relationship, this could also be the Christmas party, because November, a lot of people are going to Christmas parties. So Two of Cups is a chance where we meet up. Ten of Cups is community. It's people coming together to celebrate. Two of Cups is basically people having that opportunity over drinks. Now, again, this could be coffee, it doesn't have to be alcohol. But there's a perfect opportunity to establish a connection for the single Leo. This could just be going to a Christmas party, going out, going to a family event. You're not actually trying to meet anybody, it just happens naturally. Because I do love this for the Empress, for the single Leo who's in a power. That's why you meet this person, because you're not trying to meet this person. Like, some of you are not trying to find love. So that's what they say, right? When you're not looking for it, it comes. I do think you need to be ready. I do think you need to be open. But there is a truth that when you're not thirsty, when you're not chasing, when you're not desperate, it does just come. Like, it happens naturally. The Empress is someone who's acting naturally. She's not desperate. She's not looking for love. It's just happening naturally. Okay, so there's another part to this, and we will talk about this more in the extended. We have got the Five of Wands here, so I do think the extended is going to focus on, because you did get through my deck, let them go. So this could be with the Mercury retrograde, it does bring the past back up. For some of you single Leos, for some of you Leos in general, there is somebody who's trying to come back into your life, but you don't want this person. So with that Four of Swords, I think this is somebody who's obsessing over you. I hear Gemini, could be Taurus, could be a water sign, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, Scorpio strongly. So for you, you're that Empress, and I feel like this person is like obsessing over you, but you're done. This person had the chance and they blew it. You know, the Empress is someone who's in a high standard. She doesn't want toxic, conflicted people, men who are, still trying to play the field, play both sides. She wants somebody who's ready for union. So some of you have definitely got a past person coming back. I think this person might be dreaming about you. They might be thinking about you a lot. They're watching you maybe on social media, because I did hear that. They could be just kind of watching what you're doing. But I don't think you want to be with this person, because the Empress is somebody who, she's just happy in herself and she just wants that happiness. She doesn't want people who are full of conflict. Okay, so I would say that those people who are in a job where the people are not good people, if these people offer you to go out, I'd say no. So I kind of feel like with that Five of Wands, there is an opportunity to kind of go out and mingle. But if you kind of sense that these people are not to be interacted with outside of work, or I'd say no. Because I do get for some of you Leos, like there is conflict around you, there is drama around you, or there is the potential for that. So it's okay to accept if people are extended and, social interaction, social engagement, it's okay to accept. But if your intuition tells you that these people have an agenda other than genuine, don't go. Okay. Um, I feel like there's a lot coming up here. I mean, there's a mother who's preparing for Christmas. I feel like there's a person who's preparing for the end of the year. They're preparing for celebrations. Um, for the Leo man, that's what I'm getting as well. I feel like love is coming in for you. Some of years, I think you are obsessing over this past person, but this person doesn't want you. There is a case here of like, this person has done the work, this person has leveled up in their life. They don't want to be with someone who's full of conflict, can't get it together. They're not interested in that. So it could be some of you Leos are really, really heavy reflected on this woman. But again, I don't think there's going to be a reconciliation, because this person's let you go. Um, So you got let go in my deck, and that's what some of you need to do. But we're going to look at this in the bonus read, because I feel like that's a separate read in itself. I love this week though, because I feel like as a general read for the Leo women who've been working hard this year, you've got money. You're doing up your environment. You might be putting up your Christmas decorations. You are buying family gifts. You're just excited about the season. That's what I'm getting. And you've earned it. So some of you are in your kind of glow up season, or you're in your prosperous season, and it gives you the opportunity to support your family or to buy extra gifts. And so some of you might be going Christmas shopping, you might be putting up your Christmas decorations, and I feel like you're just enjoying it. You just the biggest problem for you this week is going to be people around you who they're not in there, you know, glow up season, they're not in their prosperous season, and there could be a bit of jealousy. Okay. But I would just focus on you. That's what this Empress is doing. She's not even looking that way. And the way this Empress is looking out, she's not looking at anybody else. She's just not interested, you know? So if this is people trying to create drama, it could be family. It doesn't just have to be, you know, people in general. It could be family. Because you do have that Ten of Cups. You're just not looking at it. You're just not interested. So I love this for some of you this week. It looks very, very beautiful. I do think the bonus is going to be a bit different because some of you, what I'm getting is with the Mercury retrograde in Scorpio, it could be you, it could be directed at you. So I think sometimes we don't talk about, sometimes we've let go of a person, like we've moved on. But the problem is that person is still trying to bring conflict into our life because they haven't. Right. I am getting a person who could also be married. So for some Leos, I am getting a person who's married, but they want to let go. I am getting a Leo who's potentially in a relationship and they want to let go. So remember what I said. This is either you're thinking about this or this is directed at you. Because this Four of Swords is someone who's lying in bed at night thinking about, should I stay or should I go? Okay? So that could be where the conflict is here. Maybe a person wants to be with someone else. Maybe they want to leave a relationship or marriage, but maybe they've got kids and maybe they're worried about the conflict that is going to come with that. So at the end of a year, people really reflect, people really think about, what they're in. And they think about, do I want to be in this in 2026? So there is reflection. I do think there's a lot between this reading and the bonus. But if you're single, I absolutely love this because you also got, you can love this person. So some of you might not even know this person. You might meet this person this week. Maybe you'll get invited somewhere. Maybe you'll be at a Christmas market. Maybe you'll be at an event and you'll meet this person. All you need to do is be in your empress, be in your power. That's it. You don't need to be looking. Just be open. If you listen to this message, just be open to it. It's like, okay, there's potential. There's, the energy is potent. But just that's it. Don't overthink it. Who is it? What does he look like? When am I going to meet? None of that. If you want to book in your own personal love read, you can check the website below. There's a stunning read on there. But I love this. As a general energy for the Leo women who are in their power, it's going to be a very beautiful week. People are acting nice. People are genuine. It's just a nice week. Okay. For the Leo man, I get this being a bit different because I think maybe you're single and with the season, maybe you're reflecting on a past relationship. Some of you might not even be focused on love right now. You might just be tired. You might be dealing with a lot. So for the Leo man, you might have a lot of stuff going on around you. You could be a personal trainer. So the Five of Wands can be a person who's a personal trainer. Maybe you're working a lot of hours. So there might just be tiredness there. I feel like there's a lot of messages. So one is for the single Leo, enjoy the season, enjoy buying the gifts, enjoy putting up the Christmas decorations. I think it's going to be a beautiful week. Some of yours could be the opposite. So the conflict could be around the season. So when we haven't got money and it's this time of year, it can be difficult because you're watching other people, buying the gifts and attending the parties and buying the dresses. And so that can be difficult. But I think what you need to do is work with what you've got. So I was adding credit. So some of you might, for example, put the Christmas on credit and you'll pay it off, you know? So I think the message here is work with what you've got, you know? And some of you might not want to do that, right? So the other side of the coin is some of you don't want to get into debt for the Christmas, so that's okay. Work with what you've got, buy what you can afford, be creative. The Empress is creative. But for the Leos who've got it and they've been working hard and you can afford it, I'm getting parties, I'm getting meetups with friends and family, I'm getting just enjoying this time of year. It's a beautiful week for some of us. For the Leo man who's feeling tired, there could be family conflict, there could be conflict with a group of men. So there could be people around you who there's some kind of conflict. Um, I feel like the message for you is it's all leading somewhere because you got one day this story will make you smile. So you could be being tested by people, but again, we need enemies and we need tests because they shape us. So what I'm getting at is somebody is being tested, but I get it being the Leo man. But I feel like in time, these enemies, these people, these adversities, or these challenges, they'll make you smile. You'll be grateful, you know? Because sometimes, again, we do need conflict, we do need challenge, we do need opposition to be able to make us rise to our best potential, to make us move out of that job, to make us make that change, you know? I'm getting for the Leo man, you could have a woman, and maybe this woman gets a lot of attention. So the Five of Wands is a woman who gets a lot of attention, and you might be a bit triggered by that. But I feel like this person wants to be with you. That's why it says one day this story will make you smile, you know? So maybe you'll end up together, maybe you'll end up married, maybe you'll end up with kids. And this person is somebody who is highly desired, and maybe she'll tell you some stories. So in time, it will make you smile. Anything else I want to say in this general? Work on your spirit. I do get spiritual attacks. So, I do think, the light attracts the dark. So I do think that the message in this particular read is, when people are happy, the dark doesn't like that. If people are miserable in their life, the last thing they hate to see is happiness. So a good example of this is it could be bitter family, or it could be, for example, you're just genuinely in your power, you're putting stuff up on social media and you're being attacked. But the more you work on your spirit and the more that you stay in your truth, these people can't touch you, you know? And a person who's truly connected to the spirit can see why these people do what they do. And so they're less offended. They can just see that these are people who are lower consciousness, or these are people who they're just they're struggling with what they've got in life, and so they need to project it somewhere. And so they're not going to take that energy. It's like, that's a you problem. I'm not going to carry that. Sorry, you know. So some of years that is a message. With it saying work on your spirit, there could be spiritual attacks. But we'll talk about that in the bonus. Be present with people. I do think this is a truly beautiful reading. I feel like this week the message is to be present, to make an effort to connect, go see family and friends. Some of us right now, you might have a lot of challenges in general in life, but it's about not taking things for granted because there's no guarantee that you're going to be here next Christmas, you know? So there's no guarantee that friends and family are going to be here next Christmas. So sometimes we have got a lot going on. We're very busy. Maybe you're running a business. Maybe you've got a lot going on. But they're saying be present with people. Be careful. Because often sometimes we're running after things and we forget what really matters. And I do think for the people who make an effort this week, going to see the father, the mother, the family, you're going to actually, this is going to build memories. It's going to build happiness, you know. Some of you are just going to feel good just going and seeing your people and just connecting with people. You're just going to feel good. It's going to make you feel happy. Um, it's going to put things back into perspective. So when we're chasing and chasing and chasing and we're getting lost, we forget what we're doing it for, right? Some of you have got a lot of money, you're very successful. Maybe you've got kids, maybe you've got a partner. It's like, don't forget what you're doing it for, you know? So I love this for you. I do. I think if you're a single Leo, love could come in this week. So look at these cards. I'm not making it up. Two of Cups, Ten of Cups, Ace of Swords. You know, some of you could be tired, but the message here is don't miss the boat. Some of you could be tired, but if you don't get out there, if you don't dress up, if you don't make the effort, you might miss this person. So now let's finish with this extended, the bonus that we're going to talk about. So, as some of years, I do think as it comes to the end of the year, this is about a marriage or a relationship that's full of conflict. You could be married to this person, you could be in a relationship with this person, maybe this person is married to somebody else, maybe this person's in a relationship with someone else. Another message I just heard is someone is still brooding over the ex, right? So this can be a case of maybe you're watching your ex on social media and it's difficult to stomach. I'm also hearing a proposal, so somebody is going to be proposed to over this season. It could be you, it could be your ex, it could be. I do think someone's going to be bitter and salty though. So, someone is not going to be happy. It could be you, it could be your ex, it could be if you're going to be proposed to, if you're going to be in a relationship. I'm also getting other stories. I'm kind of getting a situationship. A person wants a relationship. This is now starting to cause stress. It's starting to cause sleepless nights. And some of you are being told with the Empress to honour yourself and let this person go. So this could be some kind of sleaze dirtbag, like maybe you're a mistress, so maybe he's sleeping with you, but he's with someone else. Let go. So basically, I pulled all these cards. Obviously, I want to make it pretty, but I pulled all these cards, and in my particular deck, 3 times let go has come out. So there's a strong message for some Leos listening to this. You've just got to let this person go. Don't waste another year trying to get this person to commit. Don't waste another year trying to get this person to change. Because I feel like this person, and like I said, I'm going to be pulling different types of cards in the bonus, but I feel like if you just want to watch the general is some of years, and you're going to know as you're listening to this, you're going to know. Because there's no lying to ourselves, right? It's like when we know we need to let something go, we know, you know? So, and some years it just could be a relationship that's come to its end. It just isn't. It could be, for example, there's proposal, there's marriage here. So this could be, for example, you've been with a person for a period of time and you now want to move towards, marriage and kids, but maybe this person doesn't. So there's something here about honouring yourself, loving yourself, knowing when it's over, knowing when there's nothing else to be done. Like you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. Um, I feel like some of you are dealing with a situationship, and I can't say publicly what that message said, but some of you are dealing with someone who really lusts for you, they really desire you, they really like the intimacy, but that's all it is. So I feel like someone's holding out to you for a deeper connection, um, but they're not going to find it with this person. So in the bonus, we'll go deep into this, but in this particular reading, I love this for you, Leo, and I'm glad I did use next because this is lovely. I feel like some of you could meet someone this week. I feel like it's a beautiful time to spend with friends and family. I feel like some people really love the winter. They really love the Christmas season. And yeah, some of you are going to be hunkering down and just, just maybe you've got time off work, and maybe some of you are going on a holiday. As maybe some of you have got Christmas parties coming up. It's just a very vibrant time. I'm getting Christmas market. So for some of you who are kind of like, yeah, but what do I do? Go to the Christmas market, go to the thrift stores, find, creative trees, things, stuff like that. Like, just make it fun. It's not all about money, it's about being creative with the money you've got, being creative in the time you're in. I do think some of you, it's going to be a beautiful, beautiful week.